It's a fresh story, come and see. With Olivia and Jenny, be who you need to be. Honest voices, safe and strong. Come as you are, you belong. So take a breath, let's begin. You're not alone, we're here again.
Why don't you begin?
Welcome.
Oh, try it again.
Welcome.
That was creepy.
Good. Welcome to the weekly wrap-up with Olivia and Jenny.
Hello.
The
how are
week
you?
of...
It is the
well,
week of June 6th. Let's do like an NPR thing.
Yeah, I don't really know how we say it. We say it's Friday, June 6th.
It's Friday, June 6th, and you're here with Olivia and
D-Day.
Jenny. It is D-Day, yes.
Mhm.
Which Wyatt knew. Yeah.
Kid knows weird things.
Mm-hmm.
Both your kids know weird things.
And
We don't know what we're going to talk about.
We don't know.
We don't have much to say, which is weird.
Well, we've both been working on independent projects, I think, all week a little bit. You've been working on the website stuff and getting like a lot of back-end things.
Yeah.
I don't know where this week went.
No, this week felt weird and like
Mhm.
quick and also long.
Mhm.
I guess my big news for the week is that I joined a pool and I started swimming again.
I thought you were going to say you joined a cult, so I'm glad it was just a pool.
Well, I'm not the one who keeps secrets these days. You know what I'm saying?
I don't keep secrets anymore.
You love surprises.
Surprises.
The thing is surprises. Yeah, I joined a pool. I like swimming laps. Olivia and I were taught to swim pretty young, and it's just a nice way to move my body. So pool and a sauna, which is nice. I'm probably going to go after this.
Nice. This is probably the most boring podcast episode that we've ever. Both of us
We
are
can
like,
go more boring.
well,
We can get more boring. Do you want to hear about what I ate for lunch?
Sure, go for it.
It's Italian week at Little, so they have buffalo milk mozzarella.
Nice.
And so I can eat buffalo cheese. And I made myself a baguette with some tomato and mozzarella and a little bit of olive oil, which was very good. Yeah.
Well,
so, I could get more boring.
No, okay. Well, we had a very exciting week here because a deer showed up in our backyard on Monday.
Yeah?
No, it was Monday on our brother's birthday. I was working out and I looked outside because my treadmill overlooks the backyard, and a beautiful deer was scampering about. And so the deer has been here every day and it sits on our lawn to sleep. And I saw the fawn was fawning around. You know what I named our fawn?
No, what did you name it?
Goldie Fawn.
That's perfect.
Thank you.
You should tell Goldie Hawn that there's a fawn named after her. I think she would love that.
So tiny. I saw it scampering about in the woods. So small. But my bedroom and office overlook the backyard, which we have a beautiful backyard where we grew up. And it's just been like, there's something. I'm not an animal person, admittedly, but there's something very magical about watching animals in nature, I think.
Yeah.
And especially an animal that's out of where you normally see animals.
Yeah, it's interesting that the deer is sleeping on the lawn. They're it doesn't occur to them that maybe this is not a great place to sleep. Obviously it is. And I have to imagine that Pip, who's the family dog, passed away 4 years ago, that her scent being gone is probably part of the reason why the deer feels safe.
The cat looks out the window and the window's open and the cat just stares at the deer.
Do the other cats still come around? Not so much?
Not as much. There's a new little black and white cat that comes around sometimes. Like a little cow cat, I call it. But the deer just feels super safe. And honestly, the deer will stop and look at me and I'll wave at it and say hi and it will just kind of stare at me. And then I actually caught the deer, the fawn breastfeeding from the deer. It was wow. It was out of a nature movie. I literally walked into the kitchen. I don't gasp at much. And I was and gasp. And then and Pat, our stepdad, was in the playroom. And I was like, "Are you in the playroom?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm turn around. And then I hear him go, "Oh my God." And it was beautiful. And then they ran away because they saw us because the fawn was out. So that's been very lovely. And we both have been missing our grandmother very much. And I think it was kind of a weird, nice sign that this deer showed up. So that's been our excitement of the week.
My excitement of today was I was watching an episode of Law & Order and James Saito was on it. And James Saito is in the California Scenario. which is a movie that we worked on. We still are working on running their social media.
Yep.
And they're doing a Seed and Spark campaign. We'll put the link in here. If you want to support the movie, it's a totally free way to support it. All you have to go do is follow them on Seed and Spark. They just need 350 followers to qualify for a competition. Let's see what they're at right now.
And I had a wonderful conversation yesterday with a podcast guest who actually the podcast episode's already out with Scott Christian Sava. He is a YouTuber. He has like 2 million followers on YouTube. He's an artist. He's written movies, video game designer. And he has this wonderful book coming out in November, which is you can pre-order now, called Becoming an Artist. And it really is, it's about drawing and art, but it's like an anti-perfectionism manifesto. And it's so awesome. I bought it. I'm so excited. But the most exciting thing was that I had connected with him on Threads because he was talking about his new book. And I was like, oh, this guy looks cool. I'm going to, message him to see. We're doing a lot more book chats on our Fresh Story here. Yeah. And he was so nice. He followed up. He emailed me back. He's like, sure, I'd love to come on. Booked a thing. We had this great conversation. Please go listen to it. It's here live. And when
scroll down the feed,
as we like to say. And when Weston, who is my almost 12-year-old, came home, I was like, hey, do you know this guy, Scott Sava? And he was like, yeah, why? And I was like, I had him on the podcast today. He was like, what? He's like, I love him. I've been following him for years. And he was so I was a cool mom for a moment.
Yeah, and for a moment, you got to be a cool mom.
I pulled it up on Riverside here and showed him some of the interview, and he was just so cool. Grinning. Yeah, and he seems like a really nice man. I was like, he is a really nice guy, like truly. And so it was, and then when Wyatt came in the room, Weston was like, Wyatt, remember this guy? Like, we watched him together, and like Mommy had him on the podcast, and it was really exciting.
Was Wyatt impressed?
He was impressed, yeah, for a second. Wyatt does tell people I'm famous. It's like his flex. So
yeah, that's true.
And then yeah.
But the question is, does he tell you that he thinks you're famous? No. Because yeah.
And this morning, so Wyatt's birthday is in 3 weeks, but he's celebrating at school today. So we did the traditional thing, and he's gonna bring munchkins in. But I realized, this is me being smart, today is in National Donut Day or whatever. So if you order a drink at Dunkin' Donuts, you get a free donut. So I was like, oh shoot, they're gonna be really busy. So I went when the kids were still sleeping.
That makes sense. Wow.
Yeah. And
which was probably nice.
It wasn't bad. I also stopped at Carl's, shout out to Carl's, our deli, to get myself an iced coffee because I like it better from Carl's than Dunkin' Donuts.
What did you get for the drink from Dunkin' Donuts?
I got Wyatt. He likes the strawberry refresher.
Oh.
But what's funny is that it always, from a brand side, I always love to see, what do brands do, right? On special days. So I'll have to show it to you. So you get a free donut if you order a drink. And so they created, little tiny paper bags that look almost like little Easter baskets. And so every free donut was put into a little paper bag. It seemed like a waste, I'm going to be honest. I don't know why they felt the need to do that.
That particular Dunkin' Donuts is a wild experience.
And so what was really funny was that I was online and waiting for my stuff. And there was a young guy, a construction worker type young guy. And he was ordered a drink. And then the woman's like, well, you get a free donut. And he was like, oh, okay. So she gives him the bag with the free donut, and this older woman behind him was like, you're going to carry that around all day with you? And then starts cackling at him.
Oh my God.
And he was like, what? Because it looks feminine,
it looks like a little purse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Parts of Long Island are still in the 1990s.
So we got the free donut, and he brought the munchkins to school, everything but jelly, because he does not like the jelly. And so he's very excited. Yeah.
Why would you bring jelly donuts anywhere?
I don't know.
The last thing anybody wants is
why don't they make at this point? Why don't they make chocolate inside them? Or a cream?
They don't have any munchkins that are Boston cream munchkins at this point.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
They still
big munchkin.
Big munchkins still stuck back in the 90s. The same munchkins we've been bringing in.
I think about sometimes the fact that they went from those boxes that were and the donuts sort of were
to
vertical
the flat.
To the flat, because that was what Krispy Kreme was doing. And it's so impossible to carry those.
I wish you had an option.
I
Well,
wish
the
you had an
Munchkins, the
option.
Munchkins are
The
still in the
Munchkins
easy,
are, yeah, it makes sense.
the
But
easy container. I know. I wish because the flat is, and it never stays closed, and it's
never
like
stays closed. It's impossible to
I didn't
carry.
know it
It's
was because of
completely
Krispy Kreme.
imbalanced.
That makes it's interesting.
I think it was. The bottom is like really like
Mhm.
unstable,
It's
so it
not
like just
smart.
wants to turn.
No.
Yeah, it's not smart. I assume it was because of Krispy Kreme because it happened at the same time, like right after. I would
See,
say.
I would have preferred to get like a sticker that said like I got my free donut. Like people love stickers,
Yeah.
than a bag. Like what am I
That
gonna do with the
Dunkin'
bag?
Donuts once had all of the signage for the ice cream because it's a Dunkin' Donuts
Mhm.
Baskin
Baskin
Robbins
Robbins.
backwards. So it had like all the like caloric information that like we're not supposed to see instead of the
Right.
titles of the ice cream. I know I'm so yawny today. I don't
I
know
know I'm
why.
tired too. So that was my exciting morning. And what's the matter?
Colin just has been texting me a lot.
Oh,
And
our
it's like
brother is
really
texting our
nice.
sister. How weird.
You just-
And Wyatt, my younger son, has his first Taekwondo belt test tonight, so we're very excited and proud of him
excited.
for that. And then next week, this you know what these
Who's
this week and next
going
week is
tonight?
I
Is
think
our-
we're all going because they told us a time he's going to perform. He's going to do his test, so it was a little nicer. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So
'Cause
it's
when
we're gonna.
our parents dragged us to Collins.
Oh no,
It was an
yeah,
all
Weston's
day
going.
experience. Oh yeah, you
No.
said it's like 6 hours, right? Or something.
Yeah, it was like 3 hours, but then they said he's only going at
That makes
6:45,
sense.
which I
Okay,
appreciate
well
it.
that's nice.
Yeah.
They don't
So-
they don't want all the kids
No, I
sitting
don't think
there
they
for
can
3
fit.
hours.
They really, there's
No.
a small studio. So,
Yeah.
and then what was I going to say? Oh, this week and next week are wild because of school events and graduation. Literally,
Yeah.
I have 2 events on Thursday. I have to go in for moving update and then back for graduation. And it's just wild. Like, so,
Yeah.
and I have to get Weston stuff for next year. I have to finish his registration for next year. It's a lot. I actually dreamt last night that my teeth were falling out, and which is a sign that you are stressed. So,
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't just constantly dream that your teeth are falling out.
no, and I dreamt that like I kept like trying to pick them up and then they kept falling, and then Pat was trying to like cement them back into my mouth. It was a dream.
Something
Anyway,
to unpack there.
a lot to unpack. Okay, well, why don't you share some weekly wisdom with us?
Okay. My weekly wisdom. I've been thinking just a lot about like the concept of little treat culture, little treat theory, if you will. And
LTT.
I think that I'm trying to bring little treats into more of a concept of moments of joy. Little treats are an access point to moments of joy. I think that in a way, our generation, I would say, and Gen X too, like Thomas's generation, are the first generation where our parents said to us, like, we just want you to be happy. Right? I don't think anybody really
Somebody's
said
parents said that to them?
that. Supposedly, other people's parents said that to them. I don't think anybody said that to our parents. Like, I don't think that was a message that they got because it was more about like prosperity and survival and things like that. I don't know. I mean, I think, Mom, if you're listening to this, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about a greater population of people. I think most people weren't taught how to be happy. And I actually I believe that like happiness, what we call happiness, is a life of contentment with moments of joy. And you can pursue moments of joy and create moments of joy. And I think that little treat theory to me is about pursuing, creating, and celebrating and encouraging moments of joy. And so like that, yeah, that can be a pastry from a bakery, but it also can be like a midday nap or like I've been finding like Friday evening like shower to transition out of the week has been really helpful to me. Or buying canned food or like, non-perishable food and leaving it in the donation bin at the grocery store. Like these are all ways that you're allowed to pursue little moments of joy. And I think we need more of a roadmap because I think we've all been told like, well, you went to college and you have a job and maybe you have kids or you're married. Why aren't you happy? And it's hard. That's not really what happiness is. It's not a checklist. It's a constant practice. So, moments of it's a lifestyle of contentment with moments of joy and that peppered in. And again, trying to pursue as many moments of joy as you can in a very like healthy way. So that's sort of my weekly wisdom is little treat theory is about a lot more than a latte. It's not about capitalism. It's not about consumerism. It's not about spending money. It's about finding little treats in your day, whether that's like, Marco Poloing a friend or contributing to somebody's. What's happening over
There's
there?
it was like a wasp or something. This happened before.
Wasps are always out to get you. And so that's my wisdom of the week. Would you like to tell me your wisdom of the week?
I love that, by the way. And a little treat could also just be like turning the air conditioner on before
Yeah.
bed, right? Yeah.
Or for me, it's like starting the ice machine before
Right.
I leave the house. And then so I come back and I have ice and I can make myself a nice coffee.
Off record, I think that my weekly wisdom is sometimes it's really important to practice taking a break from things. So I had some annoying health things this week with like a heat rash that
yeah.
that became like almost like infected, and so I needed to not walk on the treadmill for a few days because my thigh literally was like swollen. And it was really hard for me, but it was important that I remembered that I can always go back to it.
Yeah.
And that I'm still strong.
Yeah. Part of it is trusting that you're going to return to it.
Well, that's the whole thing for me. Yeah. But I love it. And I really miss my walking, and it was hard for me to be like, sit and work, sit and do this now because I'm so.
I mean, you and I talk about this a lot, and Thomas and I talk about this of like when you're doing something in a routine sort of way that's working, I need to interrupt myself sometimes.
Right.
So I don't get weird about it. Otherwise, I will get weird about it. And sometimes something interrupts your process like that, where it's like, you have to sit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm looking forward. It's getting better. So I'm looking forward to getting back
on
to the
treadmill.
routine. Yes. But other than that, I highly recommend going and listening to a podcast episode with Scott. It's really, really inspirational. He is somebody he reminded me of when we talked to Bradley, because Bradley knew he wanted to be a Sesame Street performer from the time he was like 5.
Yeah.
And Scott Sava was saying that he wanted to draw Spider-Man from the time he was like 15, and it took him 15 years pitching Spider-Man, like the comic book, and he finally
did he draw Spider-Man?
He did, yeah. He ended up drawing Spider-Man. So, and then he made a movie and all this stuff. So, I love when people pursue dreams like that.
Me too. Do you have any recommendations for the week?
I've been watching Mary Tyler Moore Show, which from the beginning, I realized I dressed just like Rhoda. She was wearing a pink shirt and red pants the other day, and I was like, oh, this is probably where I got it from. Jenny and I are considering doing a Nick at Night rewatch podcast because why not?
I mean, the consideration right now is the title.
Right, we're just thinking about it. I'm going to have to put tape on this window, I think, because I think something's coming in.
There's been tape before on that window.
Yeah, like up on top, though.
My recommendation for this week is Department Q. I am 15 minutes away from finishing the first season. I'm going to finish it after this and then I'll probably get ready to go to the pool. And it's very fun, and it's set in Edinburgh, which I guess the original series was set in like Denmark or something, or Copenhagen. But they set it in Edinburgh, and it's really cool to see like my city. It's not a city that you see on screen a lot. So, and it's a small city. So,
and I will say that I opened up my calendar for the summer for divorce resource consults. Jenny's choking. So if anybody needs the free one-on-one divorce resource consult, my calendar is officially open for that. I'll have a lot of space this summer because we're not doing as much podcast recording this summer.
Yep.
So if you need guidance, please let me know. And as you know, I'm now officially a divorce coach too.
That's true. We're also launching a new podcast, and we're looking for people to talk to.
Just casually. We're launching. Do you want to tell us about tell everybody about the new
podcast, which is called Actually I Don't, which is about broken engagements and canceled weddings. And we want to talk to people who have canceled a wedding, broken an engagement. Well, I want to talk about the logistics. I want to talk about what your weird aunt said to you. I want to talk about the things that everybody's nosy about and you're happy to chat about. Like, let's talk about it. So it's called Actually I Don't. And we're going to be starting to reach out to people to come on as guests, because it's going to be a guest podcast, unlike Jenny Says So, which is just me.
We have our 2 free ebooks out. I don't know what we need. Clearly, we need a break.
We need a nap. Is what
we need a nap. Okay, so we hope you're doing well. Please go follow us on all the places. Please share our ebooks. They're also, we'll say the first 2 books in our divorce guide series are now officially available for paperback.
Yeah, and many places. So go check out.
I'm gonna show it on the camera.
If you go to divorceguide.co, You can go look at all of the books, and if you click on any of them, it'll tell you where. Here we go. It'll tell you where to get them.
They're beautiful books.
Some are on Amazon, and some are on Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and some are on bookshop.org. It's hard to track.
Yeah. But
I mean,
they're
not hard to
beautiful.
track,
They're
but I
very
just
thick.
remember.
They are easy to read font.
Yeah. I actually had to make the font on the front and the back smaller because
Mhm.
they're huge. But yeah,
They're beautiful. They're beautiful. Mm-hmm.
they're full. You know what? There's a couple of journal pages that I use to like break up like the book, but this is full. This is not a journal. This is not something where you buy it and you go, "Oh, they gave me 13 pieces of advice and 34 journal pages." It is 150 pages each, pretty much all content.
When I showed them to our parents, they were like, "Oh my God." I was like, "This is what I do all day. I sit here writing these books." I'm currently working on the third one, which is how to get divorced as a stay-at-home parent, which is going to be the most comprehensive divorce guide I think ever written, quite honestly. It goes through everything from like how to talk to your partner, like scripts to talk to your partner, what to say if they say something, what to say if your parents say something to you, like, well, think about the kids, think about this, how to talk to your kids for every age group, which I think we're going to end up writing a book about kids and divorce anyway, because we have so much content.
Why not?
And then we have a couple of children's books we're working on too. I actually had to answer a question for a journalist yesterday, which is like, what's coming up next for Fresh Starts? And I was like, we're just continuing with our divorce guide series. We have about 3 children's books that we're working on. And
written and illustrated by us.
Us, yeah. Jenny illustrates, I write, and Jenny writes because she's a poet too. And then I'm so excited for our books, The Divorce Dictionary, everything you ever wanted to know about divorce, but didn't know who to ask. I'm so thrilled at everything we're doing right now with our
I'm excited.
content.
We're also going to be releasing a divorce guide, which is just all the worksheet pages that we like have collected.
And I also,
from the other book.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about how I want to release these as like web stuff, like, video series too. Like, I think it's important to have things in so many ways. Well, I'm going to let Yanni go here. Goldie on.
Oh my God. Goldie on.
We'll circle back
Goldie
to Goldie
on and Goldie Fawn.
Exactly. We hope
you know what we call it in the morning? Goldie Dawn.
I said you could call her Prairie Fawn too.
That's true. That maybe is the baby is Prairie Fawn.
Yeah. I dreamt the other night.
You know what you call it if she orders shrimp? Goldie Prawn.
There you go. I dreamt that I was like in Disney World and there was like a Muppet parade and I was part of it. I think that just sums up who I am in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but also
that's why I hate parades.
In Disney World and parades. Yeah. I mean,
Disney World. It's just sweat. Just pour sweat on me.
Oh, did Mom say that we should do a whole podcast about our trip to Disney?
We can do that. We'll do that next. Or sometime soon.
Nobody wants to hear it.
Well, next Friday is Friday the 13th, so we'll have a little fun, spooky
Are you
episode.
here? Like, or do you have like stuff for the kids?
No, I'm here because the kids just have a half day.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool.
We'll do it. Okay, friends. Go catch up on all our things. We'll see you when we see you.
It's a fresh story, come and see. With Olivia and Jenny, be who you need to be. Honest voices, safe and strong. Come as you are, you belong. So take a breath, let's begin. You're not alone, we're here again.